One, two, three. Okay, looks like we're live. All right, I was ready about a half an hour ago, and then of course I had some technical difficulties and had to reboot. And I'm even getting some messages right now. So sorry. Been in high tech my whole life, but I am not a techie, as you will see. But we are going to do a little technical demo here, which I'll show you about in a second. Something I call a ninja trick. So the topic of the day: I like to write a book, but I don't have the time. Okay. And so this is something that happens to a lot of people. This is inspired by an article I read by the writer Joseph Epstein that said 81% of the US population believes they have a book in them that needs to get out. So I'm a career marketer and a student of the world. And I was curious, so I created a poll. Why is it that if you have a book in you and you've dreamed of writing a book, what's holding you back? And so I'm going over some of the reasons why people have found obstacles. And what we did last week was that they weren't sure their message would resonate. And so today, of course, the idea is they just don't have the time. And what you're going to find out today is that it's a lot easier and faster than you think. Okay, so with that, let's get into it. And I'm going to include a ninja trick for you as well. Okay, so one thing I want to do, this is like a little minor demo here, is if you grab your phone and get it here. This is an app called Otter, okay? And I know that I could probably attach this to my screen somewhere, but I did mention that I'm not so much of a techie. And if anyone has any suggestions, please let me know of how I could do that. But check this out, though. This will record anything you say. You can narrate your story for this app, and it'll take it down both in audio and text. So I'll show you right now on the fly. So let me see. Okay, back there. Okay, good. So we are doing a live demo with Otter where you can see that it's recording what I'm saying on the fly. It would be even better if I had my headphones on, but I do not. However, you do get an idea of how quickly and accurately you could have someone transcribe or something transcribe your message. So the bottom line here is that's your demo. And you could stop it and send the audio files to yourself or the text files to yourself, which I find really amazing. So in terms of not having time to do that, you could do this when you're in your car, on your elliptical machine, in the subway, and have people look at you like you're crazy. But you could find the time to do it really easily. Okay. We'll talk about some of the methods, additional methods in a different episode. But today what we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen right now. So we could talk about, let me see, as I struggle through my technology again. This is an activity in my upcoming book, C-Level Author. You could actually see it up on the screen there. And if you want a copy of it, let me know. I'm doing a pre-launch right now. If you just want these activities, activity 1, which we did last week, how to know what your message will resonate, and today, how to know that you have a real audience. Or the other tools I use to make sure that you have the time to do it. There are other transcription tools like rev.com. What's the other one? Temi. But my favorite is obviously Otter. And but that's all on that. Well, I could send those to you if you want. But the activity today is this: like, you want to get feedback from your market, right? This is a very simple way to do very primitive market research. But think of someone on your team and you reach out to them and you say, hey, look, I'm thinking about creating a playbook, a blueprint, a fast track guide where you could move up in your career very quickly. Would you be interested? And of course, the person's going to say, absolutely, of course. I mean, if someone said this to you 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, wouldn't you have loved to get these answers from someone of your caliber at that time? So that's the idea. So you call them up, you can record it. Rev connects to Zoom as well. You just let them know that, hey, recording this message. We're recording this meeting because I'm going to use this to put together this playbook that's going to help you and others excel in your career. Okay. Most of the time, people will be fine with that. But in any case, so these are questions you want to ask. Like, why would they want this playbook, first of all? Why would they be willing to put in the extra effort? Are they motivated? The next thing is, what skills would they want to improve that they see? And you may have some additional skills that you want to give them. Why do they think why do they think they need to do it? Why do they think they need these skills? What have been their struggles in the past? What have been their challenges? How do they overcome them? What have been their breakthroughs? What have been their successes, and how do they achieve them? What areas of the business that you're currently in or you're coaching them in would they like to learn more about? What are their goals? What do they see in their future? What is it that they're hoping to achieve? And why do they want to achieve it? What's their motivation too? And what does success look like in a year, 5 years, or more longer term? And what do they need from you to achieve it? That's the key. Like, what do they see from you? Because they may tell you something you don't know, but the bottom line here is, like, once you've talked them through this, you've created new content for the book, probably come up with different ideas for your future book. And more than anything else, you've established your audience, right? And that's huge. So for extra credit, you could share with them your what you created in activity 1 to get their feedback as well, if you want to. Again, this comes from my book that's going to be launching. I could send you this is just the rough draft copy, but if you want that, I could send that to you. But the bottom line here is, if you did activity 1, you have a valuable message to share now. And if you've just done, when you do activity 2, you'll know that you have an audience that needs to hear your message. And so that's really important. So now let's just say you have a method, you can record it. You have a message that we did in activity 1. Activity 2 establishes that you have an audience that needs to hear your message. So does your mission start getting legs now? Do you feel like you have a mission? Does it look like this is something that you could really do? Well, I really hope so. Okay, so that's part of this exercise here today. And again, this is from my book, but the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. As they say, you've heard this expression, or you've seen it in your fortune cookie at one point, but the second best time is now. So hopefully you will make time to complete your book. That's really the ticket. Maybe you could have done it 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. So please make the time. You could do it with transcription software, which will make it a lot easier for you. But the message here that I want to leave you with, that this is very important for your audience, clearly. It's probably super valuable for your family, truly important for you to get it out. And at the end of the day, all this adds up to your legacy. This is part of the legacy you're going to leave behind. Okay. So, and what we're going to do the next time is we're going to go into the method. Part of the poll results in the highest ranking was that people would love to do it if they knew how. They'd love to write their book if they only knew how. So in the next episode, we're going to talk about how you write your book and go into some of the techniques for the outlines and recording and how you organize your thoughts. But just want to leave you with that an idea that there's a 70-year-old grandfather, 70-plus-year-old grandfather, doing this right now in the Australian outbacks. We'll talk about him more in the next episode, but if he can do it, you can do it. And with that, thank you very much. If you want any feedback from me, or if you have any questions for me, just hit me up here, message me below, or you could, who knows, you can see my website is right there, PeteGrimes.com. Thank you very much. And that's all for today. Thanks again. Bye. As I struggle to find this little button, and we're off. Ta-da!